MHR panel discussion, Closing the Gap from Transaction to Transformation. Mr. Ulric Warner, lecturer, Lockjack GSB. Anstey Payne, manager, technical and vocational education training, Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training. Mrs. Lara Quentrall-Thomas, CEO, Regency Recruitment and Resources Limited. And Albert Pierre, Director, Human Resources, TNT Defense Force. And our esteemed moderator, Dr. Gwendoline Williams, lecturer, Lockjack GSB. I hand over our proceedings now to Dr. Williams.
We have to reconcile what goes on in higher education in the academy and to respond to the needs of what goes on in the world of work, but vice versa as well. We keep saying a good manager is a good theoretician, and we need to be able to trade in the contributions from both realms.
We have to ask ourselves, what is it our organizations need today, and how does HR play a significant role in that? The first thing we need to recognize is that things are changing significantly, and we all know this. But when we look at what is happening within HR, we have to ask ourselves, has the HR group recognized that they must work with the strategy of the organization? What is the organizational strategy? And what are the significant issues affecting the organization at this point in time so that HR can, in fact, address those issues?
Everyone wants to move up the ladder, but it's a progression. As you grow, as you move, you grow, you learn. And I feel that HR, transforming HR, you need persons who are results-driven, who are prepared, who are willing, as I said before, to sacrifice, to be able to manage people. And basically, that's the focus I want to do. Be ready.
What I think HR practitioners have to do, and Ulric alluded to this, where we talk about you have to be aware of the organizational strategy so that you can align your HR strategy with the organizational strategy. We've talked for many years about how do we get HR practitioners into the boardroom, how do we get HR managers and directors taken seriously by the rest of the board in the development of a strategy for the organization. And a lot of the reasons why HR professionals are not taken seriously is because they themselves haven't earned that respect. And by that I mean not that they're not good HR practitioners, but that they know nothing other than HR. And in particular, there is often a complete disconnect with what the business is doing, and not just the business, what's its competition doing, what are the trends in industry. Because what you have to do is to manage your talent, motivate your talent, give your talent the tools that they need in order for the company to remain competitive, to have a sustainable advantage over its competition. And you can't do that if you're totally unaware of what the competition's doing.
In addition, any regionally and globally relevant institution, as I was saying, should focus on both business fundamentals and education for business. These areas are important for the underpinning knowledge required towards the future performance as a professional in the workplace. In addition, institutions should try to include as much as possible practical aspects. And this is where sometimes there's a fall along between the university and the workplace. You know, having that pre-practical exposure. And that will bring me to another point. Where will the trainee or the student get the practice? Right now, as manager at TVET, I have been talking to HR professionals to try to get them to start an apprenticeship program. And I'm seeing that if we had a good apprenticeship program, at the end of first year, somebody is doing HR. At the end of first year, the company will take you in and give you that summer holidays, 2 months exposure in HR department. Then you go back to school. You come back out again and you do another little thing. By the time you are finished, you would have had about 3 years, you would have about 6 months exposure, and then a company could then take you in for another 2 years.